Singh today. Happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali. Navesh, I'm so happy to be here with all of your viewers right here on the Navesh News Network. I am super, super proud of you and all of the work that you've been doing. Anytime I see you, I envision you on CNN in the future. And I know you can do it. I can see you having your very own show and all of the coverage that you've been doing. You're very thorough, you're very informative, and I'm very, very proud to have a young journalist like you asking me some questions about Diwali.
Thank you. So, my first question for you is what inspired you to start doing the Diwali events that you take part in?
Oh, sure. That's a great question. So, my mom, Auntie Dolly Singh, a lot of people in the Indo Caribbean community would have known her. My mom came to New York City in the 60s. And back in the 60s, there were really no religious events going on. We had no mundirs, we had no parades, we had nothing. Could you imagine, Navesh, being in New York and there was no mundirs? Could you imagine that?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Today in the tri-state area, we might have about 100 places of worship for Hinduism. And back then, there was nothing. So one of the things my mom started was the annual Diwali Motorcade. The annual Diwali Motorcade was actually started by the Ari Spiritual Center. And then it had stopped for a few years. And my mom had spoken to Pandit Ramlal saying, hey, when are we going to bring this back? And then Pandit Ramlal said, well, Dolly, you do it. And then what happened is my mom remigrated to Guyana. And when she left, she said, Lakshmi, you do it. So we have a beautiful festival in New York City. It's called Diwali Motorcade, where people will dress up their vehicles, their cars. Now it's trucks. And they would drive down Liberty Avenue with, lights on these trucks and with the theme of Diwali, mostly Mother Lakshmi, of course, because Mother Lakshmi is the goddess of Diwali. And, I was very lucky to be named after Mother Lakshmi. And now I am doing her main event, which is Diwali. So I would say what made me start was my mom. She said, you have to do this. And I'm so happy to do it. We've never stopped a year since my mom started it. Even through COVID, we did something, whether it was the parade or just a cultural show on Liberty Avenue. We've always kept the culture alive to celebrate Diwali.
I really am shocked by learning so much history behind that. Like there was so much behind to that story. So, my next question for you is what's your favorite thing about Diwali?
My favorite thing about Diwali is seeing the little children dress up like Mother Lakshmi. One thing about the annual Diwali Motorcade, and for all of your viewers who are looking, you guys can check it out at DiwaliMotorcade.com or DiwaliParade.com will take you there as well. But my favorite thing is seeing all of the little children, especially the smaller ones, dress up as Mother Lakshmi. When in Hinduism, when we think of young children are very pure and very innocent. And we believe that the goddess is within these young children. I mean, in general, we believe that God is within us, but more so in the young children. So I love to see the young kids dress up. And yeah, I love seeing them dress up as all of the different gods. But specifically Mother Lakshmi, it really touches my heart.
Yeah, whenever I see the pictures of the Mother Lakshmis, they're always so beautiful.
They are.
Yeah, so my next question is for you is what is your favorite Diwali family tradition or memory?
Sure. So when we were younger, my mom would always light up hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of diyas. And it was a tradition. She would get her cotton bowls ready, get the ghee ready. And I specifically remember she had these gray clay star shaped, they were star shaped diyas. And, we would lay them out and she would just put ghee in them. And then when it came to dark, right, once it got dark, we'd start lighting them. And we'd place them all around the home, the yard, rows and rows and rows of diyas. And, the purpose of those rows and rows of diyas is to show Mother Lakshmi, bring her in with the light. So she came into our home and blessed us.
Well, that's probably one of my favorite parts of Diwali, with all the celebrations because, getting to decorate your home with all of the beautiful diyas in it makes it really show such good light and it really shows Mother Lakshmi is
Yeah.
coming, you know?
And one thing I have to say, I mean, whether you're from Guyana or Trinidad or India or even right here where we live in Queens, New York, um, you can see people still have this tradition. You don't have to live in India or you don't have to live in Guyana or Trinidad or, wherever a lot of the Indo-Caribbeans, migrated, where the Indians migrated. It's right here in New York City. So you can drive down, Richmond Hill, Little Guyana, and you'll see the rows and rows and rows of lights for Diwali. And it truly is beautiful.
And that actually brings me to my next point. You said Queens, New York. You can just drive down in Queens, New York, right? So as of August 2023, Diwali became an official holiday for all New York State schools, right?
Yeah.
So do you think Diwali should be included in the student curriculum?
100%. 100%. If, other holidays and religions and cultures and events can be in the student curriculum, why not Diwali? And especially that now, Indians are everywhere, right? Hindus are everywhere, and people celebrate our culture everywhere. Diwali is becoming like Christmas, just like how we as Hindus may celebrate Christmas. Now you're seeing people of different faiths celebrate Diwali as well. One great thing about the annual Diwali Motorcade is when you go to our Diwali events, it's not only Indian people that you see out there, you see all different types of cultures and religions and peoples of different ethnicities are out there. So why not? Of course.
Yeah. So my last question for you is what is your favorite Diwali meal, including sweets? There's so many. If you just have to pick one and a sweet or dessert, what would that be?
Hmm. You know, I like everything. One thing about Diwali, one of my favorite memories is I had an auntie. She passed away, rest in peace. But we all would always go to her home and she would cook lots and lots and lots of food and everything was delicious. But believe it or not, I'm actually a little simple. I truly just love some aloo curry and dal puri, and I'm so happy with that. And as far as sweets, it would be sweet rice. I love my sweet rice. Um, yeah, my kheer. I'm very simple. I don't need like all of this. I love my aloo curry and dal puri, and I'm good.
That's exactly like me. Like Navratri, we were recently fasting for Navratri. And, like my go to was aloo curry and dal puri. And, obviously you need something for your little sweet tooth. Whether it's mahambog or whether it's something else, it all just goes together,
Mm-hmm.
So I want to tell everyone, make sure you check out the Diwali Motorcade. It will be great as it always is, and the Diwali Motorcade is always amazing. And, I want to wish you a happy Diwali and wish your entire family a happy Diwali. And may you enjoy this prosperous season.
And Navesh, I wish you all the same. And I hope next year for Diwali Motorcade that you will come out. And I'd love to have you on the stage for a few minutes as well to greet some of our guests or maybe even introduce one of our artists. I think that would be great. So I want to wish you a happy, happy Diwali to you, mom, dad, your brothers, the entire Mandir, and your grandparents, just everybody, all your friends, your family, everyone who looks at your channel. Happy Diwali as well. And keep up the great work. And you are such an encouragement to so many people, not only people of your age, but people of my age too.
Well, thank you. And you have a good one.
All right. Happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali.